Hey guys, this is Angela from Dane Travelers, and we are coming at you with another van video. We have done some upgrades. We have purchased new items, and we wanted to share with you what we've done so far. We hit the road last fall and did Route 66, and we learned a lot of things on that road trip. We wanted to address were some of the questions we got in the comments on our first video that we did. One of the main ones we kept getting was why we didn't build out a bed frame with storage underneath. And let me tell you, we thought a lot about that. We talked about it and we almost did it. But here's the reason we did not. This vehicle is our second vehicle. We are not traveling full time. We are not living in this vehicle. So this is what it looks like when we are at home. We have our stow and go seats up. Sometimes we are using 3 seats. Sometimes we have the 4th seat pulled up. They are very easy to take up and down, which I'll show you in a second. Fold these chairs in, nice and easy. Hit a button in the right behind the driver's seat. The mattress works. We talked about it on the first video, but we already had it laid out. This way we're showing you from the very beginning, since we already have both chairs pushed forward, which we do need to do to extend the full mattress out. They are memory foam, 4 inches thick, extremely comfortable. They are 2 trifold side by side. Alright, as you can see, it's pretty easy to take down the bed. One of the things that we realized we needed on the road last year was something for our shoes, because sometimes they get dirty, messy, muddy, whatever. So we ended up stopping at a Walmart, I think, and we bought these nice containers. We got one for each side. They fit perfectly. When we shut the door, they fit perfectly on the side, and they hold our shoes at night. Sometimes we put the top on, sometimes we don't. But you can see they fit. The road last year, 2 things we learned. We needed to organize, and plan our space better. So we purchased 2 new things. One of them are baskets for our clothes. We were on the road, so we were stuck getting whatever we could. So these are not perfect. There's a little bit of wasted space, but they worked great for our clothing items. We'll probably get a 3rd one right before we hit the road this time. The next thing are his and hers besties. We love these things. They're perfect. They give us extra space for lights, chapsticks, toiletries. I have my towel in here. Anything you want, anything you could think of. It's just a little bit extra added space, which is great. You could tell Dave's is very new and fresh. We haven't put it to good use yet, but we will coming this fall. All right, we also wanted to talk about the window inserts. I forgot to include that in the last video. What we did was we took a piece of cardboard, we painted it this lighter color to match the interior of the window on the inside, and we painted it a darker color on the outside to be a little bit stealthier through the glass. It's cardboard with cabinet liner on top of it, and you could actually purchase these online, but they're very expensive, so I'll put a link to it if you don't want to do it yourself, but these work pretty good here. And we have 3 more for the other windows.
Okay, so one of the other additions we did is we used to just have 2 cigarette outlets right up under here, and what we did is we ordered these plastic box on Amazon that holds different outlets, all circular in shape. So what I've got now is 4 USB ports and 2 12-volt cigarette outlets, and if I flip the switch, it makes the USB ports hot, as well as giving me the voltage of our house battery in the back, which currently sits at 12.5 volts, so it's mostly topped off. And this is how we power our fan, our lights for the interior of the van, as well as charge our phones and other accessories, and it all runs off the house battery in the back. Our fall road trip on Route 66 was that the house battery was not charging fast enough, even though we were driving for hours a day. And that was due to trying to use the internal 12-volt accessory outlet in the back to charge the house battery. So once I realized that was going to be a problem, we knew we had to run a dedicated charging line to the house battery. So how we did that is we took a 1-gauge equivalent wire. I actually used multiple wires here because I ran out of the 1-gauge running it to the back. You have a 1-gauge equivalent wire coming from the positive terminal in the battery, which is down here, and it runs up around here to a 100 amp circuit breaker, just to keep any shorts from causing a fire on the van. And then I just zip tied it along the hose here to the terminal on our Battery Doctor 100 amp battery isolator. And it's a smart battery isolator, and what that does is it allows the car's alternator to charge the battery. So that is the input power line, and then you've got your output power to the aux battery that comes off here, and here I have a true 1-gauge wire running to the back. One thing that's sure to be asked is, how did I get the 1-gauge wire into the vehicle without worrying about fumes coming off the motor? As we took it off, we did aux tap on the battery isolator, and then I'm shaking the 1-gauge wire, and we actually punched a hole through that rubber grommet that ends out entering the vehicle behind the glove box. So there's the 1-gauge wire. It's just running through that rubber grommet. Again, we cut a hole. It's real tight. No engine fumes or anything are getting into the car through the hole. It comes out behind the glove box, which it's pretty dark to see, but comes out behind the glove box, and then I ran it along the side and tucked it behind the plastic. And then there it is, running along the side of the passenger side door. And over here we have it tucked under the plastic again. It makes an appearance periodically. And then it comes back out and runs between the mattress, on the side of the mattress here, all the way to the house battery in the back. You guys have already heard about the fridge and the microwave from our first video, so I'm just going to go over running the 1-gauge wire to the house battery and show you guys how some of the assembly happened. So back in here under the mattress, you can see the 1-gauge wire runs in and comes in at a 90-degree angle, and then goes and plugs right into the house battery. So one of the other questions we had was, how does the cabinet hang? And what I did is we took a box, the depth of the microwave, and then I literally cut into this black, it's one big black piece of wood, and I cut into it so that this thing actually rests about 7 inches or so onto our 90-degree cut from this vertical board. So you can see it from behind. Our cabinet runs from here to here, and it's literally sitting on about 7 inches, where the board is actually deeper below the cabinet, holding the fridge, which is deeper than the microwave. And then everyone's wondering how it's wired up. So that heavy 1-gauge wire runs to the house battery, and then the house battery runs to a 100 amp fuse right here, so we don't have to worry about any kind of fuses popping. And then the hot power goes to an accessory box, and here we have a number of different fuses that run to our USB ports and cigarette lighters that we showed you earlier. And then I also have another line coming off the positive terminal of the house battery that goes directly to this big power inverter. The power inverter is mainly used to run the microwave, and we could also use it to run a vacuum. Anything you need house power for, essentially.
Alright, we're typically going to be staying in campgrounds with trying to stealth camp here and there. By the way, we found an awesome app called Free Campsites, which we used on our last trip that worked really well. But for showering, again, we're going to be staying at campgrounds, but the few times that we don't, we plan on using this solar shower we purchased online. We've used it twice already. It heats up by the sun. You could put it outside on the picnic table or on your dashboard and heat up the water, and you are good to go. Alright, another purchase that we made was this Wolf-Wise privacy tent. We're going to use it if we need to take a shower, if we need to change when there's other people around. It's pretty simple to use. Bada bing! big. Okay, so for stealth camping or for if we use free campsites without camp facilities like a shower or toilets, we bought another cool item. Let me introduce you to the Luggable Boo. So not only does this work as a privacy tent for changing, look what fits nice and easy. It's our own little personal bathroom. Other things we purchased for the back was a new shade for the back window. It suction cups up here. It provides privacy and also for all the black appliances that we have, it keeps it from getting boiling hot. Another thing we did was we installed a hitch. Here we're going to install a bike rack soon. We have that on order, so we'll be posting which one we chose, which one is going to be best for the minivan. And we will be providing links to everything in the details, so you can look up whatever you want, whatever you're interested in. Make sure to ask any questions, and make sure you subscribe to our channel and like our video if you like what you see.